Surah Abasa, also known as He Frowned, in English, is the 80th chapter of the Qur'an. This surah addresses various themes, including the Prophet Muhammad's interaction with a blind man, the importance of conveying the message of Islam, and the consequences of arrogance and neglect of guidance. Here is a brief Tafseer, interpretation, of some key themes and verses in Surah Abasa. 1. The Prophet's interaction with a blind man. Surah Abasa opens by describing an incident where the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was engaged in conversation with some of the Quraysh leaders in an effort to convey the message of Islam. During this conversation, a blind man approached the Prophet seeking guidance. 2. The Prophet's frown. The surah describes the Prophet's reaction to the interruption by the blind man. It mentions that he frowned and turned away momentarily from the blind man to continue his conversation with the Quraysh leaders. 3. Conveying the message of Islam. Surah Abasa underscores the importance of conveying the message of Islam to all people, regardless of their social status or circumstances. It criticizes the Prophet's momentary distraction from the blind man and reminds him of the duty to convey the message to all. 4. The consequences of neglecting guidance. The surah warns about the consequences of neglecting divine guidance and turning away from it out of arrogance. It serves as a reminder that guidance is a blessing from Allah, and it should not be taken for granted. 5. The role of messengers. Surah Abasa acknowledges the role of messengers and their responsibility to convey the message of Allah to humanity. It emphasizes that their primary duty is to deliver the message, and guidance is ultimately in the hands of Allah. 6. The contrast between the blind man and the arrogant leaders. The surah contrasts the humility and sincerity of the blind man, who sought guidance, with the arrogance of the Quraysh leaders who rejected the message of Islam. It underscores the value of humility and sincerity in seeking the truth. 7. The reminder for all. Surah Abasa serves as a reminder for all individuals, especially those in positions of authority or influence, to prioritize the guidance of Allah and not to neglect or dismiss those who seek it. In summary, Surah Abasa addresses the themes of conveying the message of Islam to all, the consequences of neglecting guidance, the role of messengers, the contrast between humility and arrogance, and the reminder to prioritize divine guidance. It emphasizes the importance of humility and sincerity in seeking the truth and conveys a message of inclusivity and equal access to guidance.